So I've never had a one night stand, but I did have an occasion to have a sort of one night affair, and I didn't plan it that way. Many years ago, I was a waiter at a local restaurant bar, and there was a young woman there who was the hostess. Her name was Margaret. She was from Iran. And Margaret was a pretty girl. She had a gorgeous body. She was petite. And all the waiters in the restaurants were after her. They were hot for her. They were hitting on her. And I thought Margaret was pretty, but I didn't think she was exceptionally pretty, and I didn't feel the need to go to bed with her immediately. And Margaret confided in me that she didn't like all these boys hitting on her. And she said, in fact, she didn't like it at all. And she said she liked me because I didn't hit on her. And Margaret was the hostess, and she later became a waiter like me. And on Sunday brunches, we used to sit together slicing lemons and lime. We had these big boxes of lemons and limes. And we got to know each other a little bit, and she seemed to be attracted to me because I did not hit on her, and she kept telling me I had a good heart. So I thought this was all very interesting, and Margaret confided in me that she was a Catholic, and she implied that she was a virgin, although I don't know that with any certainty. So things went the way they go, and then I was gone. I was off to wherever, Sweden, I believe. I went to live for a year or two. And when I came back, I bumped into Margaret, and she was very nice to me. So I said, hey, why don't we go out to dinner? She was all for it, and I was like, oh, this is exciting. So over at dinner at this very nice restaurant, I can't remember the name of it or what kind it was. And again, she was an Iranian girl and a Catholic. She told me she was a Catholic. I said, how did that work? Iranian. I thought they were Muslims or something. But she said she was Catholic, and maybe that's why she was virginical or what have you. And over dinner, she confides in me that she's seeing a psychiatrist. And I was thinking this was unusual because she was not abnormal in any sort of way, and she was most normal, actually, and didn't like to get hit upon. And she explained to me that she learned from her psychiatrist or through her psychiatric sessions that she loved sex. And I was sitting across the table from her going, wow, and maybe she's got a change of heart in the psychiatric world. It's taught the importance of sex to the human creature and all that. And make a long story short, we ended up in bed that night, and it was a very good in-night bed, and sex was very, very good. I remember it to this day, and it's about, God, how long is it? 35 years maybe. And sex was very, very good. And so when we woke up, and I remember her on top of me. I remember her very well. And we woke up the next morning, and she was all like we were going to get married. She didn't say that, but she was talking about how we were going to go on vacation in the Virgin Islands or someplace. And I was into photography in those days, and she was saying, well, you can have your camera, we can walk on the beaches and hold hands, it's all going to be beautiful. And I was like, basically, I liked the girl, but I didn't find her terribly attractive, and I loved the sex, and I was basically in it for the sex. And I didn't come out and say that to her, but I did say, the walk on the beach and holding hands stuff wasn't going to happen. Well, Margaret got really mad at me. I mean, she got really pissed off, and she put all her clothes on, and she walked not the front door, to the door, and bedroom door. And she turned and she looked at me and she gave me this scowl. And she turned and walked out and she slammed the door. Well, I didn't see Margaret for years, and I bumped into her. We were at a restaurant or someplace, and I saw her, and she just snapped her head away. She wouldn't look at me. And that's how I remember Margaret. I remember also, I said, like, if you're Iranian, how'd you get a name like Margaret? And she said, oh, my father gave it to me. Thanks for telling me all that, Fred.